Hi there, welcome to another educational video documenting my Web3 expeditions. In this video, we're going to be looking at a token sale opportunity. It's about to end, so this is a timely due diligence video. I'm intending to participate in this token launch event where I established after this due diligence that there is relevant to it. So, and I'll also establish the reasons why I'm interested in participating in this. The name of the project in question is Hyperlock Finance. It's on the Blast blockchain. So, when it comes to Blast, besides Hyperlock itself, the Blast blockchain has an airdrop ongoing on this portal here. I'll add the link to this portal in the description. It's invite only. You need an invite code to get onboarded. So that invite code will be in the description. If you're interested in the Blast airdrop, Blast is an L2 whereupon Hyperlock is built. You will need to at least be onboarded on this portal such that when you earn points on Blast related applications, you are assured of the Blast airdrop. Okay, now Blast is listed on CoinGecko, 193,000 MCAP, TVL close to 1 billion. So Hyperlock is launched on Blast and it's going to introduce its token to the public. A portion of the allocation, 4% of the total supply, is going towards the token sale, which is currently ongoing. Now, one reason that I'm interested in this, besides the utility of the token, is the Blast airdrop. So Blast distributes its allocation via dApps. And I'm expecting that Hyperlock has an allocation of Blast Gold that they will distribute to their users, and they may favor holders of their token called Hyper. Now, speaking of that, if we go to the Blast Twitter account, they recently released a list of applications that they have. You see, they also reposted this post by Hyperlock. They recently distributed Blast Gold. So Blast Gold, they distribute it through dApps built on the Blast chain, and thereby this dApps distributed to their prospective users. So I'm going to check here if Hyperlock is on the list, and with respect to the most recent distribution involving 11 million Blast Gold, this is just the fourth distribution. Let me see how largely sized their allocation of Blast Gold is. That will be a factor in this decision making or in this due diligence. So just a moment. Okay, so you see Hyperlock is ranked top 14 in terms of allocation size, and in this distribution they have as many as 300,000 plus. So they're amongst the recipients of Blast Gold. I don't know how frequently this Blast Gold distribution is, perhaps weekly or monthly, I'm not very sure. But in this last distribution, they are on there with a tangible sized allocation. So I want to, while assuming I were to purchase the Hyper token, that could position you for having a share of this Blast Gold, which in effect will give you the Blast token. Okay, so that's one factor and reason why I'm participating. It's a recipient of Blast Gold, and they are likely to distribute it to their holders. More likely, they are token holders. Okay, so yes. Okay, now the prospect of the token, I believe it has chance for growth as well, because people will look to earn Blast Gold, and they may attach a multiplier specifically for Hyper token to incentivize the growth of the Hyper token specifically. So you see here, some tokens in their staking pools have the ability to earn a 3x multiplier when earning Blast Gold. Now, of course, besides, if somebody was to lock into this pool, the SS Wrapped ETH pool, they will be earning airdrops related to so many projects: Trust Finance, Hyperlock, Blast, Turtle, and 3 Blast Points. This is Blast Points, and this is 3x Blast Gold. So I believe that they will put up a pool and incentivize people to lock Hyper into that pool, and I believe that will stir growth for the Hyper token. They may add a multiplier higher than 3x. So that's part speculation, and you'll see there's already evidence of that prospect. So you see here Blast Points, Blast Gold, and Truster Credits, Hyper Points. So basically they are saying that just after you have bought Hyper, once the sale ends, which is in around 1 hour plus, you'll be able to lock Hyper to get these airdrops. Now, TVL into these pools is 104 million, which is tangible. Okay, now the only reservation I may have in this case is it's Blastchain is still in its early stages. It doesn't have that much traction compared to other chains. So what will determine if I will still be interested is the parameters of the token sale, which is currently ongoing. So let's quickly check that out. Now, if it has garnered so much interest such that the initial market cap is very high, I may not participate tangibly, where I do participate. So let's quickly check the details surrounding the sale. It's happening on Foundry, FJOR Foundry. I generally don't like this type of Dutch auction sales because many times the project in question raised too much funds, and it starts at a high price, then plummets and find its true valuation. So you can see here it started at a high price in this realm, 2.9. So some people bought in this realm downwards, and currently it's at a low, maybe slightly low, higher than the lowest price. So good entry if you were to purchase, and but who knows? At this stage, I like how it is because there doesn't seem to be as much interest considering the funds that have been raised. Just 4 million, which is 4% of the supply, has been put into this sale, and so far just 1.93 million has been bought. So the sale is at 48%, and based on this, the initial the circulating market cap is in the realm of 370k, which is low. FDV at the moment 8.19 million. So because of this data, I'm interested in participating as is because I believe it's maybe undervalued or not, too overvalued at this stage, compared to a project that and 170,000 raised. This is basically funds that is used to bootstrap the liquidity. Now, the liquidity will not be very robust on the basis of these funds raised, but at least there's room for growth considering the market cap for a project that has a TVL of more than 100 million, and the likelihood is also that it when it reaches a public listing, it will likely gain traction in conjunction with the Blast airdrop. From a utility perspective, you'll be able to lock it into a pool, worst case, and leave it there to passively earn you points from different protocols. So I'm looking at this from a utility perspective long term, assuming it doesn't perform well in terms of, ROI based on selling it. Now, the token is not vested. 100% of the supply will be available to you upon listing. Now, I don't know if this market cap is based on the allocation put up in the sale. Perhaps there will be some other emission, that I don't know if the other emissions of the token besides this sale is already factored into the market cap. So I'll quickly ask that question after this. No, I would assume that this market cap is based on this sale event. I don't think it's the total market cap because there is other allocations. there's still a mission for the token besides this 4%. So let's quickly take a look at that just to have a glimpse into the total circulating supply upon listing, to use that as a better gauge. So okay, now Truster Finance, by the way, is the top DEX on Blast. I think they've reached maybe $1 billion in volume. They've earned some $4 million in fees that they are waiting to share with holders of the Trust token. The Trust token is launching today, by the way, and they have a direct affiliation with Hyperlock, by the way, because here you see Hyperlocker's direct emissions and earned voting in just a moment. Offers Hyper Trust, a liquid derivative of Trust with extra. Okay, let's put that aside. I was just highlighting that because if you look here, you will see that this was incubated by Truster Finance. I'm talking partnership there. You know, they are the most prominent DEX on Blast, and let's see. I believe that they may create some utility as well for the Hyper token. That's what I wanted to say. So, and they also have a large bulk of gold, and they may also create a pool that is incentivized with gold that involves the Hyper token. That's my speculation based on the affiliation, which is very obvious on Twitter. I'll be looking into that offline, but you see here, there was a post by Truster Intern and reposted by Truster, and here Hyperlock Truster's supply sync. Okay, so here they are highlighting their own token called, let's quickly look at this. So Hyperlock's Hyper LBP is live for the next 2 days as the meta governance layer of Truster. Okay, so meta governance layer of Truster. Hyperlockers receive benefits from Blast's largest DEX through Hyperlock's V Thrust. Control Thrust emissions, receive voting incentives, and more by locking Hyper. So Hyper is looking like a governance token in the TrusterFi ecosystem, so it has utility in that realm. So that link there is another reason why I'll be interested in this token, even if for the long term. I believe there will be many benefits from a utility standpoint. But before we conclude this video, let's quickly look at more information about the tokenomics. Mind you, I'm hurrying this video because there is limited time before the sale ends, around 1 hour or so. So I'm just hurrying this video. I'm still going to upload it and all that before I participate in the sale. So just a moment. Wow. I'm looking for the tokenomics. Just a moment. I expected that I'd see it very easily. Wow, 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 wow. Just a moment. Let's go here. Curated, scroll down. Okay, it's here. Okay, so utility of the token. Okay, we have covered that, but here it says Hyperlock is 100% fair, launched, no VC. So 4% is to the LBP. 4% to airdrop, points airdrop. Now, I don't know if that will be locked. There is no indication of vesting. So we will assume that 8% already of the total supply will be available, and that is 8 million tokens. Okay, so that's what I was saying earlier, is I don't know if that's factored into the circulating market cap shown here. Likely not. So if we're to account for another 4 million tokens, likely the circulating market cap will be higher than 370k, although I'm not very sure. But and we cannot, the pricing here was not a fixed price, so we cannot really calculate it. Current price is 1 cent, around 10 cents. If we multiply 10 cents by 2 million, that's like 200,000. But again, like I said, some tokens were sold at a higher price. So this circulating market cap is likely based on this sale event. So that's the conclusion at this stage. Considering 2 million tokens have been sold at varying prices and current price is 10 cents. So this is likely based on this. So this will not be the initial market cap upon launch. Perhaps it will be as high as 1 million M cap at the start, because 4% is going to be given in an airdrop. Now, I don't know if this will be distributed already or in tiers. Maybe phase 1, the 4% will be divided in multiple tiers. I'm not very sure. Now, 2% hyper thrust bootstrapping over 2 weeks. So there's an allocation here that will be distributed. I believe this is sort of an airdrop to those who lock the thrust token on hyper finance, something like that. So not much, but at this stage we're talking like 10 million tokens. Okay, 45% LP stakers over 4 years. So this is also a form of incentive for those who contribute to the liquidity pool to make it more robust. So very likely the liquidity pool will be bigger than what's on display here. So it's likely to be robust. 45% will be of the hyper token will be distributed over 4 years. So 10% treasury over 3 years, 9% contributors over 2 years, 2% for holders of a certain token, Aura airdrop. I don't think there is vesting there. 9% streamed over 3 years, also for holders of maybe staked Aura. 5% hyper liquidity incentive over 2 years, 10%. So I cannot really gauge, how much the circulating supply will be upon launch, but let's just be conservative and say $1 million M cap at the start. Is there room for growth there? I still believe yes. So will I be participating? I believe I will. I'll be doing so offline. The size of my contribution not determined yet. I will still ask questions just to the only question I'll be asking so far, if I can get a quick answer, is what the initial market cap will be, or I can ask the circulating supply at the start. Yes, and that will be the only question I'll be asking. This is the emission. Okay, so it's actually 100 million is the total supply. 4% is 4 million. Okay, so the way it's looking here, it could be like 10 million at the start. The way it's looking here, if this is 25 million or maybe 12 million plus at the start. So that will put it, based on the current price, that will put it at like 1.2 million M cap at the start. Okay, looks good. Narrative looks good. and scarcity element looks good. I'll be ending this video now. For participation, 1 hour 13 minutes. To participate, let's see here. It looks like this has Blast incorporation based on the logo, so you'll be able to participate on the Blast chain itself. That means that you will need a bridge to bridge your funds over to the Blast chain, which I'll be putting in the description. You can use Auto Finance, considering it has its own native airdrop. Token is coming for this bridge, and it's very easy to bridge from any EVM chain to Blast. So after you have bridged your funds to Blast, also do well to onboard on the Blast airdrop portal so that you are positioned to earn airdrop points for your activities on Blast. Then yes, if you participate and get the hyper token, you will already start to be positioned for the Hyperlock subsequent airdrops, and likely Truster, along with Blast airdrop from both dApps. And that will likely be on the basis of simply locking your hyper token. You will be positioned for multiple airdrops passively. And that's the scope of this video. I'll be ending this video now. If you need to contact me with your inquiries, airdropc.com. There is an avenue to reach me at the bottom. You can subscribe to airdrop reminders here, and there are a bunch of ongoing airdrops here. My socials are on the sidebar. Do well to subscribe to Web3 Wikis on all socials. Exhaust the description. There are a bunch of opportunities there. Stay awesome. Take action.